Alright, I'm back, Welcome back, everyone. Hope y'all had a nice break. Hopefully you got whatever you needed, ready to settle in for some games tonight. We're gonna check out some demos. First one up is WOIM. Would you still love me if I were one of these? This is a puzzler that is developed and published by dogspawn.net, and the conceit of it seems to be rather similar to other puzzlers of the type where you have like a limited amount of space and you have to get all of the objects, I think. You should probably get in here and see what it's all about, right? Just click new game here. Collects anonymous data to help improve the game. Is that okay? Sure, why not? Maybe if we get into some hang-ups here, we can help them out, right? So let's see. Just, alright. Use WASD to move. What's this yellow thing too? Oh, okay, this is a world map, right? The classic sort of hub style of world map. Oh! You start off like a fixed length and you're not long enough to keep the button depressed. So you gotta, like, upgrade your length inside these levels. Okay. It's like find the things to improve your worm's length, and then go out from there, huh? Yeah. Okay. I guess it makes sense. The doors would stay open if the worm's passing through it. Would be unfortunate if we're like the other way around. Okay. Oh, and this is a rock that I can move, I'm assuming. Like so, buttons obviously can't remain pressed unless something's on them, so sometimes it's the worm, sometimes it's some other object. Oh, I see. Okay. So the sharp doors will cut off the worm and the rounded doors won't. Interesting, but I guess all that matters is you reach the heart at the end. Some worm sections might die in the process, but that's a sacrifice we're gonna have to make. Yeah, just like that, the worm is one section longer, so now we can check out some other levels. Like one over here, perhaps? Or not? Welcome back, thanks! Just in time to watch me play the first demo of tonight. A little puzzler called WOIM. Oh, this one's different. There's a number 13 over there. I had to assume I have to eat all of these apples, right? Every time you eat an apple, yep, number go down. This is very much a case of find a way to eat every apple without boxing yourself in. I might not be able to do that, though. Yeah. Luckily, the game does give you a undo button there, Z, so you can walk it back a little bit. Okay, I think I know how to do this. I shouldn't have that for Apple section over there just yet. Or no. I'm doing this in the wrong order, right? I should be... I should probably be going over here first, right? No, that doesn't work. Maybe like this. Oh yeah, I'm short enough. Then I can just loop up like this, and then eat that apple, and then loop around. No, that doesn't work. Reminds me of Snake on the Nokia 3210 phone. Oh yeah, Snake. It's the old classical mobile game, right? Like when you're waiting for your parents to come pick you up after a swim practice. Well, what else are you gonna do? You could just, like, you know, look around, twiddle your thumbs, maybe wonder aloud where they are, but no, occasionally you're just gonna pull that out and play it. a classic. So how do I do this? Oh wait, no, maybe I shouldn't hit those apples yet. Maybe I should just like go down here. That will give me enough length to... Okay. Maybe not. Okay, what if I like don't eat that apple down there and then just eat these? That will give me enough clearance to... Yeah. Okay. I can go like this and like that. That undo button is vital. It is real handy. The kind of thing that makes this a lot more manageable, right? A lot less frustrating. I'll give him props for that. Okay, so the whole challenge here is trying to find a way to maneuver the rock into the button. Obviously, rock be following rock rules. Don't want to push it right, because then you'll push it into a corner, so you have to try to... Okay, I see. I think you have to loop this around, right? You gotta push it down here. You gotta do it up here. Right, and then you gotta loop it up here, and then down like that, and... nope. I think I have to loop back around now. So... can do... that, right? If I push it in that way, though, I have no way to escape. Right. Unless... Nah, if I try to... So I need some way to get that to hit the button, and then some way to kind of get out of there. So maybe I have to approach it from the bottom, perhaps? Right, don't approach it from the top, so... I push it like that, right? And then I gotta turn around. That way I can push it in here and then still have a way to leave it there, right? I'll have to continue pushing it. That's my only direction through. Yeah, there we go. Let me just grab the heart. That's pretty neat. Just showing you the different types of puzzles you might encounter, right? It's not all gonna be about finding ways to keep the button depressed to enter through doors. There might have to, you know, eat all the apples, or just find a way to push every rock into the buttons you need. Although, if we're on the subject of calculator games, does anyone ever have a graphing calculator? I remember back in the day, I had one that you could like download games into, right? They're like a website that you could you know, get various programs. You know, they were supposed to be the kind of things that would, like, you know, help you with problems and stuff, but you know, some people made things like, say, breakout clones or box puzzles or things like that, right? And we certainly had our fun with that. Here we go. Next world. Okay, so we have like a regular door and a cutoff door. I'm gonna guess we have to try to get the worm section in such a way that we leave some of it for the top part. Yeah, there it is. Can we push like the dead worm part? Oh wait, it says F switch, so oh my god. It's like worms in real life, I think, right? That's how it works, right? If a worm gets split, then it kind of grows into two worms. Crafty like that. So now you run into later puzzles, which require you to have that sort of switching mechanic. Oh my god, scissors. Just run into that and... Yep. Oh, okay. Cuts him down. And then becomes, an inanimate object. Like a boulder, except, more sinister. I'm guessing I'm gonna need to shorten myself, so we'll have to get into it, but... Or... Now we gotta get it to the bottom somehow. Does look like you can push it from anywhere except the cutty direction. I do know this is an overview demo, so this is why they're showing us like a variety of puzzles from different areas to sort of just like give us an idea of like the variety of stuff you'll see in the full game, right? I'd say they're doing a pretty good job of it. Holy moly. See, the only question is there... Oh, okay. So that's how you do that. Alright, yeah. So you can push the scissors into the worm section to cut yourself off at different spots, which could come in handy. And as long as one worm section touches the heart, you're good. The puzzle is complete. You'd be blowing your mind trying to play this. Oh yeah. This is the kind of thing where you have to consider all your possible moves. And the thing about these kinds of games is that there are a lot more moves that you might not even think of, right? You might unintentionally sort of box yourself in thinking that, certain puzzle elements might work in a certain way. When it turns out, right, you can manipulate them in a variety of ways to kind of get the thing you want. That reminds me, has anyone heard of a game called Baba Is You? Baba Is You is like kind of built around that, right? It's like a mix of like a pusher puzzle game and like a bit of a programming game in it too, because it has like your usual set of objects that you can push around and enemies that you have to avoid and tiles that can be harmful to you or impassable. But the twist to it is that it also has words, right? It'll have things like Baba is you, obviously, and then have flag is win, right? So that's your win condition. And then things like, say, rock is push or like lava is defeat. And you can push those words around. You can change the properties of the items that way. So for example, you can say change like wall into push or something along that line. So it's pretty interesting like that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I need more length, so I can't use those scissors right away. Didn't notice those scissors are like one-time use. So yeah, I just cut myself like that. Wait there while my other self here goes and slots itself into that button over there. Chop the heart. Like those think outside the box puzzles we had to do on a training course. Was it like those lateral thinking types? Or was it just more like there was like a puzzle in the course and you just had to solve it before you could move on? Yeah, okay, I think I can see what they want me to do here, right? Gotta... So the two-step plan would be to find a way to cut the scissors. I use the scissors to cut the worm into two. Obviously can't approach it from the bottom because that would just cut the worm up. Doesn't seem like the worm's long enough to be able to kind of push it down and still have some section left over. Oh, wait. A rock is a rock, so we can use that to push the scissors up, can't we? Aha! See, rock does beat scissors. Right, now we can put the rock back to at least that spot. And we can use the scissors to split the worm apart. Yeah. You know, we'll use this section of the worm to... Oop, a little too far there. We can use this section of the worm to push the rock into place. And then we'll switch to this one, the little bit more maneuverable one, to grab the heart and go. Yeah! Yes, it was. Sounds kind of fascinating, though. I wonder if there will be a paper. We have rock and we have scissors. Will there be a paper element? Alright. So now cutting the worm will have two purposes. One to... one to obviously keep a button depressed, and then another to get that little rock in the right side out here. So we gotta move these scissors over to a spot where we can circle around and split this worm into two. I can't wait. I imagine there will probably be a later level that will have even more scissors, and then you're kind of just juggling around way more worm sections. Obviously, that's not gonna work. Can't exactly push the worm in our current state. Although we can at least get out of that chamber. There's that. Okay, so what if we push this over here? Oh, yeah. And then we can split them like this. Okay, that worm is stuck, but we can unstick them. We can eventually unstick them. Question is, which way should I be pushing those scissors? I'm gonna guess at the bottom right. That doesn't seem like a spot we'll have to maneuver any rocks to. At least I hope not. Up. Actually, I think I just need to get that worm out of the way, right? And then I can use this one to... Oh, yeah. Then I can use the two-segment worm to push this down over here. I hope I'm doing that right. Could imagine what folk could do with this game, or if this game had a level creator. Oh boy. This game seems like ripe for that, right? Man, just imagine letting the community loose on it. Yeah, these sorts of like tile-based puzzle games that have very distinct elements and few enough, right? Just let the community loose with them and see how they mix it up in cool ways, and how many of them just like make penises out of everything. Okay, so obviously we want the worm in the top right part because that's the dead end, and then we need the rocks in the other two. So we can use, I'll try to use the little worm to move things around, because it's a little worm, so... See if I can just, like, maybe stick this worm in a safe spot somewhere. Well, it won't be too much of a hindrance in there. Yeah, the short worm should allow us to kind of maneuver things around a bit more deftly. Or no, okay. No, I need the other worm because we need to use that worm or to push the rock into certain spots. Right. Like that. While they're there, we use the other worm to kind of bump it a little bit, and then use that to maneuver it into place. Yeah. I did see a dot show up at that yellow door. But you know, you need to press 2 more switches in order to get where you need to go. Yeah, look at this. just worms working in tandem. Might be in a bit of a pickle here. I think I need the longer worm at the bottom part. Right, that way I can use the short worm to you know, get out of the way more easily. So let's try that. We'll put that over here, right? And you can turn ourselves around because we're little worms, so we can do that. Put that in there, and I just grab the heart. Yeah! Oh man. We have one more green level. I wonder how many levels the demo has. It does feel like we've seen all the mechanics they have to offer, right? We see the round doors, we see the sharp doors, there's the rocks, there's the scissors. What other puzzle elements could they introduce? Okay, so we have the scissors over at the edge there. So we can't push it up like that. We have the scissors push the... Oh! Yeah, you cut off one end and then it allows you to reverse yourself. I do like certain levels are there to kind of introduce you to like how certain things work. So if you cut a worm off at like the end, then the other end will become the active part. So you can kind of 180 yourself that way, actually. That's pretty notable. Although, yeah, there we go. Okay, can enter here. Ah, there we go. An egg. I'm going to assume the egg falls, and you have to catch it. And if you let it hit the walls, then it breaks. Yep, just like that. And then you have to get it into the nest. So what we need to do is reverse ourselves, like so. Oh, I see. And then the egg will follow whatever end you're on. You just gotta manipulate the worm in order to get the egg to fall into the nest. The nest is soft. The nest is safe. The nest will never hurt you, or something like that. Ah, and there's 2 eggs now. Okay, obviously we can't do it like that. This. Now it'll... Oh no, it'll have to go out here so that way you can push the egg over. Okay, so if it moves onto a wall, it doesn't break. But if it falls more than 1 square, then it goes crack-a-lacka. Yeah, the thing here is to turn yourself into like a platform with which you can push the egg over, like so. And then you just take the heart and go. Alright, we have another one over here. I wonder what the red portal is. That's probably like the super ultimate hard puzzle that will wrap up this demo, I'm guessing. Oh. Should've tried to fill more space here. Like so? I need to be able to clear that. How do they start again? Like this, okay. Somehow be able to move like one more space than usual. I wonder if I could move like this, perhaps. Nah, then I'll box myself in that way. Okay, maybe before I go down, I gotta try. Move like this. Trying to make it so that I go down to like the inner part, not the outer part. I just like end up boxing myself in that way. Yeah, it's clearly not the way to do it. Gotta loop yourself around like that. Actually, if I were to do this, that way I can let it down. Nah. Even one square is too much for it. Even one square is too much for it. I think what I need to do is... No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. I wonder if the key thing here is to have this in such a way that I can push the egg over right onto the other side. I obviously need to catch it on the worm somehow, but also this would be like need to be like down here, right? Need the egg at the spot above the eye, and have to be on the left so that I can push it onto the green door, and then take it from there. Just that, like any fancy maneuvering I try to do, and ends up getting the worm stuck. And as we all know, a stuck worm tends to be a rather unpleasant experience, right? Yeah, can't press the button from this direction because then the egg falls and cracks. So we need to be up this way, but the only way to be able to give ourselves enough distance to sort of clear that is to maneuver out like this. Oh wait, but this is where like coming down from the inner part would come in handy. right? Because that would give us some space to kind of move back around. So the puzzle becomes just like how to maneuver the worm in such a way that you're kind of going in reverse order, right? I hope that makes sense at least. I know I'm saying stuff that sounds like a bunch of nonsense, but yeah, where's the scissors when you need them, right? Man. Where would they fit those scissors, though? Yeah, the worm's just long enough that can't maneuver this around, right? And get to the other side and try to do the whole inner loop thing. Because I've tried to rearrange myself up here. I get stuck. There's not like much other room though. Oh, wait. I forgot. Worms can still move through the doors, so I could do that. Right? That should give me some space to go down like this. Okay. Right. Oh yeah. Okay. And then I think maybe the key thing I needed to do here is to grab the egg while I'm through the green door. Right, so I need to be down like this. And then oh no, that's not gonna work. Egg's gonna fall over and crack. Yeah. Okay, what if I... Okay, no, the egg just kind of sticks. Oh! Okay, yeah, so if you do it like this, then the egg can't move over, right? Because it's blocked to the left, so it just stays over there, and I can just move the worm like this, and oh. Okay, if I moved it down like this, so that I hold on to the door, right, then it falls through the door, yeah, okay, and I can just, like, slide through like this, and alright. See, it's about finding the one thing they want you to find, right? You can't get yourself stuck into a certain mindset. Right, so like once I remembered, oh yeah, the worm can pass through doorways. That's kind of the thing I needed to get me on the path to the solution. What is this red portal? The extra hard level. So we need to get this egg onto like one of these squares here. And try to finagle the whole thing so that it falls into the nest. So if we were to do it like this... Oh no, that's not gonna do it. By the time the worm rolls around, the egg's gonna fall and crack. Okay, like that maybe. Oh. No. Yeah, unfortunately, it's like those other games where when like a thing is going to fall, then they gotta let the whole fall thing play out, right? You don't have a split second to maneuver yourself and get under the egg before it falls. Yes, are you supposed to perhaps over it like this so that it... Yeah, problem is then that you're going in the other direction. Hmm. If I were to, like, myself into... Hmm. I need to get, like, some kind of a forward-moving machine while I maneuver over and push the egg from the back, but I don't think the worm's quite long enough for that. Or no, I just, like... Okay, that... No, that doesn't work. Actually... Hmm. And invariably I end up going too far, right? Because then the egg just, like, runs into the wall and eventually falls into the ground. See, this is where scissors would be handy, right? Because then you could, like, make a bridge to move the egg, but imagine that would make things too easy. It's a red portal, so I imagine this is, like, meant to be those for the super duper lateral thinkers, right? It's like, here's your ultra ultimate challenge. Can you figure out what you need to do? Oh. I think I just might have, actually. So now I need to move this worm so that I can catch the egg on the head. Right when it runs out of section. Could you do it like steps, like right and then down? Hmm. Well, it doesn't matter if there's like a wall or a ledge, right? If there's like nowhere for it to go, there's no solid surface for it to move onto, then it kind of stays there. And it'll go up and down if it's on a worm section that goes up and down. Now I'm seeing I probably want to make like an extra long passage, like about here, I think. Right, that way, once this goes down, I can push it over this way. Okay, and that'll be like a checkpoint. And now, what's left is to maneuver this in such a way that the egg catches onto the worm section, right? And then we can deposit it into the nest. So we do it like this. Uh-oh. We might be stuck in a loop here, though. Stuck in a loop of, oh god, oh god. We can't let this egg collapse. So what if we wanted to move the egg up, perhaps? Instead of moving it over, we want to push it over to the left so that we can get it up to like a higher shelf, as it were, right? When I get it up to here, perhaps. We're gonna move it over like this, maybe. We have to be like this. Ah, no, that won't work. We should be going in the other direction. It's gonna fall down and crack. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Right? Trying to loop around from the top gets you stuck. Trying to loop around from the bottom kind of gets you in sort of an egg dropping loop. Haven't quite figured out if I can push the egg to the left, if at all. I don't know if I've already sort of stuck myself trying to maneuver it to like a lower square instead of putting it up here to begin with. Man, this worm really moves if you hold Z, right? It just kind of starts waving around like it's on a screensaver or something. Kind of a neat touch, actually. We tried, like, lifting it up. Right? Ah, no. It's that blasted square. It's that blasted square, man. If we put it over here. Now the egg's just gonna follow her head, right, until it gets blocked by something, so. Inevitably we're gonna have to reach this block over here. Okay. Like this. Yeah, and if I try to move over, then the egg falls down like that. Oh, wait! So if we put it like one higher, right? Leave it there. Try to maneuver ourselves so that the egg gets in a position and we can push it over here. Yes! Okay, okay. Egg's in a better spot. I'm not sure what this will do for me. I'm sure it'll do something. Perhaps do it like... Oh, I think I need a bit more of a runway. So like that. No, that's too much. Here, try it like this, perhaps. No, it's still too far. Oh, gotta just be one section out. We kind of run into the same problems we had in the one before. You just have like more maneuverability on the bottom as opposed to the top. Which I'm sure we'll do something. Just that like I'm unfortunately not sort of figuring out what that something could possibly be. Perhaps like get the egg to fall on the worm's head, maybe? If we like string the worm around like this. No, that's not gonna work out. Kind of needs to be like this, but unfortunately then the egg kind of falls in that way. And we won't have enough time to catch it. Only when there was some way to push the egg out into like a moving worm segment, and then have it sort of like, you know, blocked up like this, so you sort of get that worm conveyor belt, and then the egg just kind of falls into place like that, right? This is the length of worm we get, right? And this is the length of worm we have to work with. Fortunately, we're not going to get a longer worm as much as we might want it. How did I do it before, where I was getting into that sort of endless falling loop? That was kind of amusing. It was kind of like that, sort of, except, you know, differently maneuvered. Oh, then now that I think about it, egg doors are usually white, right? Doesn't this kind of look, yellowish? I'm guessing that won't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. It's like the only nest and the only, gate, so the two are probably linked. I'm just wondering if this is like one of those trick puzzles where the actual solution does not involve the egg at all, but has you actually like manipulating some other element to open the gate. That does not appear to be the case, though. And it cracked. Oh, wait. I think about it. Oh, to do it like this. That's gonna lead into the same outcome. Alright, well, you know what? There's a lot more like this, right? Certainly a lot of levels like this. Let's see what else they have real quick. Is that? Oh. Kind of block ourselves in this way. Wait, can I take this door perhaps? Okay. That just requires 3 as usual. A true time burner, I know, right? Thanks for playing. Okay, so yeah, that red one's, you know, it's the extra hard one for someone who really wants to test their skills. That being said, there was another puzzle far up above that I perhaps want to check out, right? You remember that one with the button that opened the door seemingly on the other side, and you were like, how do I affect that? Yeah, over here. Oh. I wonder if, that red puzzle might give you the extra length you need. Just like a whole bunch of extra length. Or no. I think I might have it. I think you gotta, like, maneuver this rock up to that button so that you can keep it depressed. Well, this is pretty neat. At least it seems to give the indication that there might be some meta elements to this whole thing. Oh yeah, I can see some folks just like exhausting themselves trying to solve these. Oh yeah. Those kinds of puzzle games, right? Where they start you off easy, make you think like you're some sort of absolute puzzle god. And that's when they take the training wheels off and really start testing your knowledge of the mechanics. No, not like that. I need to give myself some more runway here. I have to remember, I'm dealing with rocks now, right? These aren't like the eggs that are affected by gravity. These will stay where they are. Okay, yeah, and then we put this over here. Right. Can maneuver ourselves back around. And just for funsies, let's see what this other red portal has. Gonna be the hardest puzzle in the game, probably. Oh. Oh, okay. It's a tile manipulation. I'm gonna guess you have to complete the Mona Lisa. So... yeah, you know, so it's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. Wait, how many squares are there? I just need to make sure. Was it 4, 8, 12? Okay, I'm gonna assume this is a 3x4. So that means we need to push this up. Oh yeah. A little sound to let you know if you did it right. Honestly, seems like a nice little breather, if anything. They give you plenty of room to move the stuff around, so not like you gotta try to be exact or anything. I wonder if they'll have like more like this, right? Where they'll take like a thing and like just put like a little bit of a WOIM twist to it. I also see there's a... oh, I'm covering it up, but there's a hat over here. I have to imagine that's your reward for figuring out the overworld puzzle and getting to this spot. Get to have your worm wear a nice little hat. I imagine the full game will probably have a bunch of hats for you to go after. Yeah, then... Thank yourself, lucky it's not an MC Escher painting. That's true. Oh, that would confuse the heck out of me. I like any sort of abstract art, really. Oh. It's like those puzzles that have like a whole bunch of sky or something like that, right? And you get like a zillion pieces that are all of one color, so... so you won't have much to go by apart from, you know, like maybe edge pieces and perhaps other pieces that sort of border that single monocolored area. Oh, a little too early. There we go. Puzzle picture's done. So now we can get ourselves a hat over here. Yeah, and then chomp the heart. Peace out. Yeah, and now our little warm fella here is wearing a cute little hat. Fun. And the hat just stays with him, right? This isn't like the egg where the hat will suddenly fall off. Okay. Okay. Alright, I think that's gonna be a look at Worm. If you manage to solve that other red portal puzzle, you are way better at puzzle games than I am. I'm pretty sure some people have already figured it out. I imagine anyone who's watching this video right now, right, if they're watching it on the VOD, probably just like screaming, "Oh my god, Azure, do you not see the solution? All you had to do was move the worm this way, and this way, and this way, and then you could have gotten the egg into place." But, yeah, that will be an exercise for the viewer. I like this one. This... interesting puzzler, and they throw in enough unique elements, and it seems like they'll be able to mix things up, and they'll even have more elements on top of that. This will probably round out a nice number of levels here. Looking forward to the full release. But yeah, I think that will be a look at WOIM there. Again, by dogspawn.net. Kind of amusing that the company, or yeah, the group behind this would be called Dogspawn, and okay, I guess worms might actually be fitting. I still noticed all of the worms on the main menu are wearing hats now. Were they? I'm pretty sure they weren't wearing hats at the start, right? They're all wearing hats because I have the hat on. Or is this gonna be like a thing in the final game where they'll have like whatever hats you had last equipped on the worm? That would be a fun touch too. But okay, that's been a look at Worm. I'm gonna go set up for the second game now. I'm gonna head back to BRB. I'll see you in a few.